Hey there, I'm Angella Sharp, and welcome to the Daily Mix. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I would tell you about mine, but I honestly don't remember it. It was just a lot of Cardinals baseball games, and if you've been paying attention, our Cardinals are not doing the greatest right now, but I have faith, a lot of faith, that will turn around. You know a team that's been doing really well? That team I left so I could come to the Cardinals, the Tampa Bay Rays, are kind of on an incredible roll down there. So I'm really happy for all those people that I used to work with back in the day. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but I have kind of a Firebird shirt on. Well, today on the show, I've got Rod Haffer and Brandon Handegan. I hope I didn't butcher that too terribly much. They're here with Firebird Fest. They're gonna tell us everything about Firebird Fest. Now, if you're like me and have a Firebird, you're gonna wanna go to Firebird Fest. But if you just love awesome classic cards, Trans Ams, Firebirds, Formulas, Firehawks, then you're gonna wanna find out when you can go and view over 200 of these awesome rides. So let's get started on today's Daily Mix. Now, we are looking at much warmer weather this week, which I'm super excited about. If you know me, I'd much rather be hot than cold, right? And that means there should be plenty of chances to get outside and take your special mom out to do something fun. Maybe Forest Park, or the zoo, or the botanical garden. Now, in case you didn't realize it, this Sunday is Mother's Day. And if you're like me, you probably have an amazing mom. My mother is actually the nicest human in the world. Like, she is so nice that it agitates me so much, because she will be so nice and I feel like people take advantage of that niceness. But she's always done above and beyond for me, my former brother, and my sister, taking care of grandkids and doing things around the house. In fact, if I have a busy week or I'm out of town, my mom will break into my home and kind of tidy it up for me. I tell her not to. She's gonna do it anyway. So hopefully all the mothers out there have a great Mother's Day. Now, of course, there's no shortage of fun things to do around town. This Monday, the U.S. Navy is bringing Navy Week to St. Louis. All week long, more than 75 sailors will participate in a variety of community events throughout the region, including live performances by Navy Band Great Lakes. They're gonna be at Ballpark Village, Jackie Joyner Kersey Foundation, St. Charles Riverfront Stage, the City Museum, and Keener Plaza. Navy Week kicks off this Monday, May 8th, and will conclude on Sunday, May 14th, with an air show performance by the Blue Angels, and you know that is always a fun thing to go watch. Now, for more information about this year's Navy Week, go to outreach.navy.mil. Now, the 50th anniversary tour of Jesus Christ Superstar opens at the Fabulous Fox Theater this Tuesday. The musical phenomenon is set against the backdrop of the final days of Jesus Christ as seen through the eyes of Judas. The legendary rock score will include well-known numbers like Superstar, and one of my favorites, I Don't Know How to Love Him. Jesus Christ Superstar will play at the Fabulous Fox through May 21st. Now, you're gonna need to get a schedule. You're gonna need to find information. Get all those tickets. Go to fabulousfox.com. The St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station is staying open late this Thursday for its Spring Under the Deep Brew Sea. That's a party focusing on the aquarium's two rescued sea turtles, Quasi and Tsunami. During the Sips with Sea Turtles, guests will learn all about sea turtles, hear stories about the aquarium's two turtles, kind of from their perspective, which is kind of neat. They will also have access to all the exhibits and beverages stations throughout the aquarium. A portion of the night's proceeds will help support the St. Louis Aquarium Foundation. Sips with Sea Turtles is a 21 and up event and will take place this Thursday, May 11th from 5:30 to 8. Visit stlouisaquarium.com for tickets and more information. Laumeier Sculpture Park's annual art fair returns for Mother's Day weekend. Now this is a great place. I love this place. I used to try to climb things that you weren't supposed to climb when I was little there. This 3-day outdoor event will feature artists from across the country. Local food and drink vendors will be on hand. There'll be hands-on activities for the whole family and live music entertainment all weekend long. This is their biggest fundraising event of the year and helps support them and engaging the community in art and nature. The art fair runs Friday, May 12th through Sunday, May 14th. You can find all the details at laumeier.org. Check them out. Now, even though we're not even halfway through May, it's not too early to start thinking about Christmas. In July, that is. Okay, get this. This is so much fun. You can join the St. Louis Christmas Carols Association this summer at the St. Louis Cardinals Christmas in July game versus the Marlins. And you can even join them on the field to sing the national anthem. Of course, you can always just go and cheer on the Redbirds. So this is how it works. They have various ticket prices, and obviously the big one is the one where you get to buy a ticket to go on the field and sing with them. Anyone is welcome to join them for this cheerful event. Now, the on-field carolers will also receive a special t-shirt to wear to the game, along with sheet music, so they can practice their part. Now, all proceeds from the tickets purchased through their organization, that's the important part, will go help support their area nonprofits and doing work for kids in our region. So if you want to go to this and help support them, you have to buy through their site. The Christmas in July game is July 17th, but if you want to join them, you need to buy your tickets by May 15th. You can do that and learn more at stlchristmascarols.org. Now, of course, another fun option to explore is always the Gateway Arch National Park. But if you've been by recently at night, you might be wondering why the lights are turned off. Well, that's because it's spring bird migration season. St. Louis sits right beneath a major migration highway, and for more than a decade, the Arch's exterior lights have been turned off for 2 weeks each May and September to avoid disorienting the birds at night. This year, they're extending the lights off for the entire month of May to ensure birds' safe passage through the Mississippi Flyway. I love that we've just named that the Mississippi Flyway, by the way. The lights will be turned back on nightly beginning Thursday, June 1st. You can find out more information about the Arch and plan your next visit by going to gatewayarch.com. And this is a fun one. The Woke brand's second role model fashion show exhibit is set to take place later this month. This is more than just a fashion show. It combines art and fashion, showcasing live art, performance artists, and more than 100 looks on the runway. It's a kind of a highlight in beauty and extraordinary people from all walks of life, from media professionals to musicians, dancers, and poets. You never know who you will see on the runway. Celebrity guest, national recording artist Big Boss Vet will also take the runway to perform live. And if you've been on TikTok for any amount of time, you know at least a few of Big Boss Vet's songs. Now, it all takes place on Sunday, May 21st at the Contemporary Art Museum. You can learn more by following the Woke brand and checking out the Role Models event on Eventbrite. Now, as you can see, there are a ton of fun things to do. But if you're still looking for some ideas to get out and enjoy the beautiful weather, Angella Hockman may be able to help you out. Check this out.
It's Angella Hockman, your host on STL TV. We are outside here at the zoo. The weather is amazing. And we wanted to ask the people of St. Louis, what are your favorite springtime activities? You know, the sun is shining. We can all get outside now. What are you most excited to do? So take a look at what the people said. Hey, so you two, it is a glorious spring day here in town. What do you two enjoy doing the most in the spring?
I enjoy swimming.
Swimming?
Yes.
In the spring?
Yeah, in the spring. In this spring. No, I'm not competitive. Just for fun.
That is a very important life skill to have. What about you, Jade?
Well, I'm a nanny, so I like going to playgrounds with the little boy I nanny.
Like when springtime comes around, anything you look forward to?
dressing in certain way, like wearing smaller clothes and not long pants and puffer jackets. Definitely fashion.
Yes, fashion. What about you, Jane?
Probably fashion too.
Yeah.
Not being bundled up in the cold.
We are hanging out here outside Forest Park at the zoo. You're obviously here because it's fun. What else do you like to do in the springtime?
Besides the zoo and Forest Park, there's so much to do. You have the Art Museum and Art Hill. I think that's a really cool place to come look at. The Botanical Gardens is really fun. But what I like to do in Forest Park, I bring my bike up here and I'll ride around for a day. And then you can see all the sculptures around here. Or the boathouse, that's always a really fun thing to do.
It's springtime. It's amazing out. What are some of your favorite activities to do around St. Louis?
Well, obviously I like to go to the Arch. Everyone loves that. It's a really fun, beautiful site. Other than that, Union Station, it's pretty new, and that's really cool with the ropes course and the aquarium. All that stuff's really fun. Get outside just in general. Stuff like this, the zoo, and Forest Park as a whole. Really just getting outside, enjoying the weather, and even though the pollen's terrible, we can still deal with it. Some of those spring showers might help, but in general, yeah, I just like to get outside and have a good time. Oh yeah, I really love this area in general. Like I said, it's beautiful out. It's always nice. The weather's a little bit unpredictable, but other than that, I'm having a good time.
Okay, that was so many spring activities. I think I kind of want to do all of them.
I love that. Now, one of my favorite springtime events is, of course, Firebird Fest. If you've been watching the show for any amount of time, you know I have a Firebird and I love it to death. So I thought, who better to have on than Rod and Brandon from Firebird Fest. Thanks for joining me today.
You're welcome. We've been looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm so excited, but I feel like we need to back up. So before Firebird Fest, there was something called the I-55 Firebirds.
Yes, we started a car club, Brandon and I and some other friends. Started a Firebird Club just to get people out and do things together. And we would go and get lunch, or we would go to a car show and just talk about Firebirds. So it all started kind of small, and it materialized into little events and medium-sized events and into a big event.
And so now we're here for the 3rd annual Firebird Fest. Now, my first time even meeting you was at last year's Firebird Fest. So that's the first time I even knew there was a Firebird Club. So for somebody who maybe doesn't know anything about this, if you had to give it a Cliff Notes version, what would you consider Firebird Fest?
Well, a friend of mine came up to me in Waterloo and said, Angela Sharp is looking for you. She wants to talk to you about this club. And I'm like, Angela Sharp, that sounds familiar. I knew who you were vaguely. And so they said, she's walking around looking for you. So that's the first time that I knew that you had a Firebird. So that was exciting. But what Firebird Fest is a 4-day all-inclusive event, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, May 18th through 21st. This is our 3rd annual event. And we raise money for the Song Society, and we've raised money for other charities also. But it's an all-inclusive event full of exciting events in St. Louis. So we just want to give people a sample of what we have to offer here in St. Louis.
And what I like as a Firebird owner is that I'm not really the car show type of person. I don't like sitting with people watching my car. That's boring to me. But you have a lot of events planned where it's like, we're going to drive here, or we're going to do a poker run, or we're going to. So what I think is cool is the driving with other Trans Ams, Firebirds, Formulas, Firehawks, that kind of thing. So is that something that was really important to you guys when you kind of came up with Firebird Fest?
Yeah, we wanted to get out and do things. Go to the drive-in together, go to Waterloo, eat good food, go honor our veterans at Jefferson Barracks. And
there were so many different activities that some of us had done, but others hadn't done. So when we would get together, they would say, have you ever done this? And no, let's get some Firebirds and let's go do it. So we started off kind of small doing that, and then we drove up the Grafton River Road with about 30 Firebirds one day.
That's fun.
And so then we thought, hey, I think we got something here. I think other people don't have this opportunity. And if you don't live near a river and you don't have a ferry near you, you can't jump a river on a ferry.
Right.
A lot of these people come.
I've actually lived here and never done it.
Right. A lot of people live hundreds of miles away and come to this event for this purpose or that purpose.
Well, let's talk about that, because I keep mentioning more than 200, and I think now you're at close to 250 already, and you still have a couple weeks that people can register if they have a Firebird. But let's kind of talk about those events. Maybe I don't have a car and I just really like Trans Ams. Maybe I love Smokey and the Bandit. Maybe my dad had a Trans Am and I just really love them and want to see them. You have a couple of different events where people can come out and just view the rides.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so on Friday, we have our kickoff at Gateway Classic Cars in O'Fallon, Illinois. And then we'll be going to the drive-in that night in Belleville. Watch Smokey and the Bandit. We'll have the Diablo sandwiches.
Right, yes.
If you want something spicy.
Anybody who's watched that movie knows what that's about.
Yeah. And then Saturday, we have a big event in Waterloo, and we'll be in the town square. We'll have Firebirds parked all over the town square. We'll have some concerts that night.
So let's kind of break this down, kind of slower for people who might be out in the universe as we show some photos of some awesome rides. But so if you have a car, or you don't have a car, and maybe you just have kids and you want to show them these cars, because obviously they don't make the Pontiac Firebird anymore, right? So maybe you just want to show them some of these awesome rides and show them what's going on. On Friday is the kickoff event at Gateway Classic Cars. From what time to what time will people be having their cars out
Friday,
there?
9 to 4. We'll be at Gateway Classic Cars all day.
Okay, so from 9 to 4, Gateway Classic Cars.
Yep.
Anybody can come out. It's free to come view the cars.
Absolutely.
And then there's also a country concert with that.
We've added this year a first ever country concert to the event.
Okay.
Nate Burnham is coming from Texas, and Ruby Lee is a phenom here from the St. Louis area who's 15 years old, and she's going to come kick off the whole event.
So that is all free and open to the public.
Absolutely.
And then that night, if they want to buy their own way into the movie, after all the Firebirds get situated, they can also take in the movie Smokey and the Bandit at the drive-in.
Absolutely. We want people to join us. They've allotted space for us to get in. They have 2 different showings of 2 different movies, but our big screen is going to be Smokey and the Bandit. Once all the Firebirds are in, room permitting, whoever's in line, first come, first serve, gets to come in behind and watch the movie with all the Firebirds. So
I love that. And then on Saturday, Waterloo is another free event that people can come just view the cars. It's all around Waterloo's town square. And what time is that from?
3 to 10.
3 to 10.
3 to 10 is the whole event. In
3 to
Waterloo.
10, because there's also a concert involved with the Waterloo one, but that's not country.
No,
that's more rock and roll.
That's a rock and roll concert, yes.
Okay, so who's that?
The town of Waterloo has been instrumental in helping us grow this event, and we have given them a or rock and roll concert for Saturday night.
So it says Ozzy Osbourne?
Ozzy Smith? No, you're thinking baseball.
I'm always thinking baseball, guys.
We have Mudbone coming, who's a Nashville recording artist that plays blues and all kinds of music. And then we have Ozzy and the Black Sabbath, North American Black Sabbath tribute band. He's the best Ozzy impersonator in the world, and he's coming to Waterloo. And that music kicks off at 7.
And that kicks off at 7. Now, we've been talking about Smokey and Bandit, the movie. We've been talking about magical sandwiches, but I've yet to hear you mention there is going to be an appearance by a couple of guys that look a lot like Smokey.
Well, we always save the best for last, right?
Oh, okay.
We have Buford, the best Buford impersonator in the world, Sean Bailey.
Seriously, when my dad met this man, he was like, oh my goodness, he looks just like Jackie Gleason. So even my dad was impressed.
They're going to be here Friday and Saturday. Buford and the Bandit. The Bandit was actually personal friends with Burt Reynolds. He travels around the country doing appearances as Burt Reynolds. And Buford Bandit Jr., also the son, are coming to our event. And so we're excited.
So if you've seen the movie Smokey and the Bandit, this is something that is like, you're going to love seeing these guys in person, kind of impersonating these guys, because seriously, they do an excellent job. But I think we need to talk, like maybe somebody like me is out there and this is their first time, like it was mine last year, hearing about Firebird Fest, hearing about it, and maybe they have a Firebird at their garage, a Trans Am, a Formula, a Firehawk, whatever.
Right.
They want to register. How would one go about registering their car?
We want them to go to our website, FirebirdFest.com. Look for the answers there. If you don't have the answer you're looking for, my information is on there. You can contact me personally. But we want them to register and come join us. It's an all-inclusive event. Get on there and register. You can do as little or as much as you want, still the same price.
Right.
Thursday, you talked about the schedule a little bit. Thursday is a poker run. So for the people who come in early, we've picked out some designated areas.
The poker run's like the only thing I can make because you've put this on a Cardinals home game stand.
Right.
But I will be at the poker run, so I'm very excited that you added that this year, because that's going to be new this year.
We did that because there's so many places that we can't get 250 Firebirds in to see.
Right.
So we wanted to kind of spread that out a little bit and then pick out some different locations every year to feature. And you're on your own pace. You can just go and enjoy the day, pick up a card. When we get to the end, everybody show us what your cards are, and that's how it works. And we'll have some prizes at the end.
It's always kind of a fun event.
You mentioned that we have almost 250 Firebirds coming. That's from 30 states.
Yeah, 30 different
So there's
states.
going to be
That's
so many
impressive.
people.
We didn't mention that yet. So you actually have a map where you've been checking off cars coming from each of the different states. So, I mean, this is a big enough event that people from as far away as Florida are coming to this event and kind of seeing it. And you've got some black marks there in the far corners of the world, but you can understand why that is. That's going to be harder to get a Firebird.
We have people looking for those states. We have people looking for fire. If you know, I think you have the map on your screen.
Yes, I have it on right now.
If you know people from these states, we're looking for them. So.
Because eventually, and this is only the third annual.
This is the third year, yeah.
But if you can think that maybe year by 5, you can maybe have the whole map full of cars.
But you're going to get the opportunity to meet these folks and see all these cars from every year, every color, every style. So that's the cool thing about, we're bringing something to St. Louis that has never been done before, really. So especially in the Firebird world, come out and see every Firebird ever made. There hasn't been a Firebird made in 20 years.
Right, and that, I feel like people miss that fact, right? Because they're so used to, hearing about it, that you miss the fact that there hasn't been one made. And like I'm, partial to like the 1978 myself, because that's what I used to have. But everybody has their favorites, right?
Right. Did you want to talk about this? Because this was pretty.
I guess it's been standing here the whole time, and I haven't mentioned it at all. You have this giant trophy in front of you. What is this from?
Well, we are not the car show typical type people, but we have a friend named Jason who puts on the Lindbergh show, and so he sponsors our
Jason
event.
McCavley puts on the Lindbergh show, but you're talking about Jason from Fairway Automotive.
Yes, there's three Jasons. Yes, but they put on a show every year, and they asked us to come, and so we started putting the word out. We got a great response from our Firebird family, and we had 29 Firebirds there, so we got the biggest trophy in the house. So.
Which was a lot of fun, and that was actually a fun event. Of course, again, I'm kind of part of that one, so I made sure there was other things to do, right? Bouncy houses and gaming stations and other fun things as well as the car show. But there's a photo of all the owners of those 29 Firebirds that came out with the trophy. But you were pretty sure you're going to win that either way, right?
I don't know, but I did see you in the bouncy house.
Yeah, well, there's me in my car posing with the trophy. Yeah, I lost in the bouncy. Did you see me lose in the bouncy house?
Yeah, you lost by a lot.
Yeah, I'm not really fast. Let's go through this one more time so everybody can find out. So Firebird Fest is coming up. Where can people find out information if they want to register their car?
FirebirdFest.com.
Okay. Yep. And then let's go through, for those people who don't have a car but want to bring their family out, maybe meet Smokey and the Bandit, basically, and all that fun, and then see all the beautiful rides.
Yep, free for spectators. Gateway Classic Cars, O'Fallon, Friday. Waterloo, Saturday.
And people
That's the best opportunity.
Yes, best opportunities.
I think those are the two best opportunities, and you can walk around, and if you're a talkative person, you can walk around, meet those people. You get to hear some interesting stories, like maybe this guy had his car since he was in high school or something like that, and maybe that is going on and happening, and people are pointing at the screen. Oh, are you going to talk about what's on the screen right now?
Absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up. We have a Pontiac engineer who is the man when it comes to designing the Pontiac Firebird. John Chanella is coming from Detroit, Michigan, and he is going to be doing a meet and greet, signing autographs Friday and Saturday. And he doesn't do a lot of events, but he works side by side with John DeLorean at GM and Pontiac and helped design the Cadillacs, the Firebirds, and many other cars. So he's coming to our event.
So that's a big deal. And is it somebody else coming to your event?
Absolutely.
Who's the other person coming?
Kay Barnett.
Okay.
Yep. She was in Smokey and the Bandit, and she's from Atlanta, Georgia.
She's right there on your screen in her current form. But what did she play in Smokey and the Bandit?
She was Jerry Reed's daughter in the original Smokey and the Bandit movie, and she's coming with the Eastbound and Down Smokey and the Bandit guys, and they're going to be doing meet and greet and posing for pictures, autographing cars.
Those guys are really cool about that, because I remember, obviously, last year was my first year, and you see Tim being, the Burt Reynolds type, and Junior was out there, and they were great for posing with photos with everybody and signing autographs and all that thing. They're kind of personable if that's something you're into.
There's so many moments during the event where you have to take a second look. I mean, not just Buford Bandit, but you feel like you're a part of that culture. You have to. It's been 40 something years since the movie, so
Well, that's right. And a lot of people maybe don't even know the movie, depending on if maybe their parents weren't. I mean, I know the movie because my dad was into the movie, but if your parent wasn't in the movie, you might not know about it. But if you kind of watch some of the movie and then see these guys.
I think it would be best for you to rent the movie before coming to the Firebird
Before
Fest.
coming?
Yeah, I think it's required. Yeah.
Well, and if not, you can always go to the drive-in and check it out there with hundreds of Firebirds.
Yes.
So that's always fun. And in fact, I remember when I went, because I did go to that last year, and you got to see just all the, because I came late because, you know, I can't be on time anywhere, but all the Firebirds there with the movie screen in the backdrop, and that's a pretty cool experience.
Yes, that was some of the best photo opportunities that we had during the weekend. There's so many moments during the weekend where it might be your favorite, and each year it's different. But we have people that have never missed an event, and we have people, I would say we probably have about 70 of those cars first time ever coming. So
and people make friends with each other from different, like these Firebird owners, Trans Am's, Formulas, Firehawks, they kind of make friends with each other and kind of plan, oh, are you going again this year? I'm going again this year. We should room together. They kind of like make friends.
I think it's important. I think we have an important role to just, after the COVID happened, just to bring people together. And nobody was going anywhere. So we created the event to get all of our Firebirds out of the garage, and we were still wearing masks, I mean, when we first started. And so I just think it's important to have something to look forward to. I just think it's great to, you know, give people a purpose to take their car to and you know, enjoy it.
Friends and have fun.
Enjoy it, yeah.
Making friends and having fun. And you can find out information from these owners about your own car. So one more time, what is the week of Firebird Fest?
Want to do that?
May 18th through the 21st.
Firebird
so just a
Fest
couple
is
weeks
happening
away.
May 18th through the 21st. Of course, like we mentioned, there's a bunch of different spots you can go to. You can always go to FirebirdFest.com. All the information is right there on the screen. Now, after you check out Firebird Fest, make sure you follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. You can drop us a line at thedailymix@stltv.net. We want to hear from you. That's going to do it for the Daily Mix, but keep it right here on STL TV and Experience St. Louis. I'll see you next time.